Pulling up to a cabin on the mountains with only a single neighbor to deal with is normally paradise for some. Most people would be ecstatic to be spending a month alone on the top of a mountain. Not me. The last thing I wanted was to be here. I had a life back home, a practice to run. I had my own doctor's office where I saw hundreds of patients a year. That required all of my time, and it was my passion. I saw no need to take a break from it, as everyone called it. I didn't need a break. I needed to be working, to keep myself busy until I was ready to pass out. That had been normal life for me for years. There was no need to change it up now, but I hadn't been left with a choice. I'd been minding my own business, returning home from work, when I'd been hijacked by my family. Everyone was there, my father and mother, my brother, even Liam and Caleb. They had all demanded that I take some time off to go on a vacation. I had joked about taking a vacation before with Caleb when I helped him with Nora, but I hadn't meant it. So imagine my surprise when they held an intervention. They had made themselves comfortable on my furniture, waited for hours, and bombarded me when I returned home. Caleb had even made him some popcorn that he continued to munch on while everybody else brain beat me. To make matters worse, they involved the nurses at my practice. I claimed I couldn't go on vacation and leave the nurses without any work, and they went ahead and got the nurses to agree to go on vacation for 2 weeks and to have another doctor fill in for me for the last 2 weeks. They had everything planned out. They were the ones who had booked this cabin for me, claiming it was far enough away from people that I could relax, but also close enough to a city that, if I wanted to do something fun, I could. I called it ridiculous. They called it necessary. I knew exactly what they wanted. My mother had been begging me for years to settle down and start a family, but I had never had an interest in doing that. My standards in women were too high, and I had accepted a long time ago that I would never find the perfect woman. I needed a little, a shy, innocent, and perfect little. That didn't exist. So my life of solitude was what I had to look forward to, and I was okay with that. I really didn't mind. My family, on the other hand, didn't agree. Looking back out at the cabin again, I knew I was stuck here for a month. There was nothing interesting about it. But I could admit the views were beautiful. Even with the moon high in the sky and the stars twinkling around it, I could tell that this place was beautiful. Patting my trusty laptop, I chuckled. My family made one mistake. They'd allowed me to bring my laptop and phone. I might not be able to see patients, but I could still work. I could work over the patient's charts and make sure everything was up to date and running smoothly. I may be stuck out here for a month, but I was still going to be productive. Getting out of my car, the first thing I noticed was the music. Frowning, I looked towards my neighbor, the only other building out here for miles. I could see a light on and a silhouette figure of a woman dancing. All I saw was an annoyance. That music was going to be irritating. It was going to keep me from concentrating. I really hoped it wasn't going to be a regular occurrence. Maybe she would only be here for the weekend and be gone first thing Monday morning. That would be ideal for me. Grabbing my suitcases from the trunk, I walked towards the cabin, setting everything down on the front porch. The cabin itself was small, just big enough for 1 or 2 people at most. That was the way I liked it. At least my family didn't force me to go to some dating camp. That would have been straight torture. After looking at the cabin with the dancing woman once more, I groaned. This may not be torture, but it wasn't far off. If this was an every-night occurrence, I was going to have to buy headphones just to concentrate. So much for a relaxing vacation.